Hey everyone, welcome back to my house. Today I'll be doing a new segment which is called Highlights, and today's topic will be for Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3. So basically this new video type highlights, I made it because I don't like reviewing things that aren't finished, so like mini seasons and like cores. This is especially prominent in like things like anime. So I think this is mainly going to be for lots of different animes, but if something else comes out that's really short and I want to still talk about it, I'll just do a highlight of it instead of a full-on review until that said thing is finished. So that is the goal of this, and I definitely plan to do more of these in the future, and especially focus on more animes that I'm watching, especially the seasonal ones. Today I'll be focused on Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, so if you haven't watched it, I definitely recommend watching this, and if you don't watch anime at all, I definitely recommend getting into it. And Jujutsu Kaisen is a pretty simple one to start off with. This will be full spoilers, and there will be no rating at the end. It's basically just gonna be me yapping about how good and the things I liked and might have disliked and whatever hot takes I have. Alright, but first let's start off our video quote. Today's video quote is all warfare is based on deception. First, we got to start off the strong opening for season 3. The Yuta versus Yuji fight was so good. Both the protagonists basically fighting this out, and I really did love this fight in the manga, which I will mention I am a manga reader, but I will not be going into any manga spoilers. And I'll try not to compare them as much unless it comes up. Yes, I love this fight in the anime even more. They did a great job. I just love Mappa for putting so much time and effort with this animation. I think it really does set the tone for this season like immediately, so I really do like the start of this. And I always liked Yuta. More on that later, but I always liked him from Volume 0. I even like him more than Yuji, which is probably a hot take, but I definitely liked his character a lot, and I definitely related more to his character, and I just found it more enjoyable than Yuji. But I definitely think Yuji's really well written. All right, the next we had a few episodes. I think it was 1 or 2 episodes of exposition. Like explaining the rules for the calling game and all this other stuff, which was pretty cool. And I think Mappa did a good job at it compared to the manga because it's just like text, but they actually did like holograms and like making it more visual. So I think it was definitely easier to understand and view it from the audience compared to the manga. So at least they were animating something instead of just feeding you straight information for the entire episode. But I definitely did see a lot of people complaining about this because there was any fights, and I guess media literacy is kind of dead. They don't want a well-written story and a plot. People just want fights and action. So it really is sad, but it's coming from anime fans, so it doesn't really surprise me. I think these were like the 2 lowest rated episodes of like the entire series, which is insane when they weren't even that bad and they were pushing forward the plot. But I get it. If there's no flashy animation or fights, people are just gonna hate the episodes. There's not much you can do about it. And they made up for it for this next episode. The Maki episode was amazing. Really good. I do think it is a little bit overrated. Not story wise or anything like that. It's great story wise and for Maki's character, but I think the fight is a little overrated. Like I've seen people saying it's the best fight in Jujutsu Kaisen, and just like I don't think it's top 3 to be honest. Top 5 might even be pushing it in my opinion. I guess you could really even call it a fight. It's more of a slaughter. Yeah, I really do love the episode and story wise and stuff like that. The animation is really clean, but I just don't think it compares to some of the top level fights. Like I easily think the Yuta fight's better later on. Any Yuji fight really. Yuji versus Chojo's probably better. Anything with Yuji and Todo, Yuji and Nanami versus Mahito in season 1. Like I have a bunch of fights over this one, but not to hate on this episode. This is a great episode. Animation was really clean and crisp. There's definitely a lot of better fights in this, and I wouldn't really classify it as a real fight. All right, next was the introduction of Kari and Kiara, which was really good. It was nice to see some other characters that used to go to like their school and just see like their perspective on the world and stuff like that was cool. I really did like how good Kiara's curse technique was. I think it was really good. I just like how unique it is. Like I'm a JoJo fan, so I love to see like unique uses of a power system, and I think this really did it with their whole like North Star thing and how that works. So I think that was really cool, and just love seeing creative power systems like that. And just Megumi's battle IQ throughout the entire thing was just so great, seeing him outsmart defeating them basically. Also the whole moment with like I'm just a cog from Yuji was just really great, and goes to show like how well written he is, which is what I was trying to say before. I think Yuji's an incredibly written character. I just prefer Yuta, so not to say that Yuji's bad written at all, because this moment was great. And it gets even better with the Higurama episodes, which were also so great. And like I said with the exposition episodes, Mappa just added so much animation and storytelling with this. I really do feel like it was a lot more flat and plain to the manga. There was movement everywhere, even like in the coffee shops and stuff like that. Like it really did feel like we were watching like a different experience of Jujutsu Kaisen, if that makes sense. Like the style changed and everything was just so different, which I really did like. It was like watching a movie of someone else's life. So I think it was really cool just to see how good Mappa can animate things when it's not even just fights, and how much that just like added to the story, just seeing everything from Higurama's perspective, and the nice animation definitely helped with that. But yeah, Yuji even gets better with his whole fight. I love the confession scene. As good as it was in the manga, it was honestly just so great. I love this fight so much, and I definitely think they expanded on more of the fight. I don't think Higurama was moving like that in the manga, but he was definitely moving like that in the anime. Oh, before I get to the Megami fight, I almost forgot. Talk about I loved what Mappa did with him and all the jokes, especially like the one where they like lowered the animation quality because of how bad the joke was. It was just hilarious. Moving on to the Megami fight, I think it was really cool. I wasn't necessarily that hyped for it. I remember it being cool in the manga, but I think it's probably my least favorite. That one or the Maki fight of the season. But I think it was really cool. The domain expansion and everything with that, it was really great. I just like the ending with Reggie giving him the points and giving this warning and stuff like that. But the animation was definitely great too, especially like when they both ran out of curse energy and they were just boxing. Like it was so good. That was probably the best animation I've seen from Mappa of just hand-to-hand combat. It was so good. Now we finally arrive at the best episode of the season, probably this core and the next core. And honestly, I'll say the best episode or maybe best fight of the entire show. I think it's easy that, and I don't know, maybe this is just glaze because I'm a big YouTube fan, but this episode was so great, and we definitely needed it with all the YouTube hate going on. If you see the stuff on TikTok and all the slander, the amount of people that switched up was amazing, and Yuta's a GOAT. Just to remind you guys, I think you guys need to know that. And he was never a fraud. But either way, this fight was just so insane. The animation from the very start was just gorgeous. Everything about this episode was so great. The triple domain, Ryu's character and Yuta's, and like Ryu or Yuta being able to satisfy Ryu's hunger, it was all just so good. And the entire fight was just so good. And just the animation, it's easily better than the Maki fight. I don't even know why people are even trying to compare it. Story wise, yeah, sure, the Maki fight is amazing. It has a lot more depth and meaning to it. But if we're just going in terms of a fight, this fight is just so much better. I think it's easily the best fight in Jujutsu Kaisen. Like I said, I don't think the Maki fight's that good. I'll definitely probably say like the Yuta fight was one of my favorites. I can't even put like the Maki fight in top 10. I'm not even gonna lie. There's so many good ones. I don't know if that's a crazy take. Let me know in the comments and whether you think the Yuta fight is the best one, because I think it easily was the best. Just everything about this episode was so great. Mappa really did cook here. I'm glad that they did my GOAT justice, because he definitely needed it after all this slander. Yeah, that is all for today. As I said before, I'm not going to be writing a review because there's probably still like another 2 seasons left of this anime, so still got a while left to review that. But I just wanted to go over some highlights of what I enjoyed, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what animes you guys are currently watching. For me personally, I'm currently watching Dr. Stone. I think they're on season 4, the last part of it, and this new anime called Go For It, Nakamura-kun. So those are the 2 I'm watching right now. So I like both of them, so I would definitely recommend watching them. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys are watching, and I'll see you guys next week with a Super Mario Galaxy movie review.